This is not just a story about fame. This is a story about control, identity, and the cost of being seen by the entire world. Her name is Doja Cat, and unlike most artists, she didn't rise through a traditional path. There was no perfectly crafted image, no carefully planned debut, no slow introduction to the industry. Instead, she came from the chaos of the internet, a place where attention moves fast, trends die quickly, and only the most unique voices survive. Before the fame, before the viral moments, she was just a young girl surrounded by creativity, trying to understand herself in a world that often demands people to fit into fixed categories. She didn't fit into one genre, one personality, or one identity. And that confusion, that freedom, became her greatest strength. While others were trying to be perfect, she chose to be real, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. That decision would change everything. The internet became her playground. Late nights, experimenting with music, visuals, and personality without fear of judgment. She wasn't trying to impress the industry. She was speaking directly to the audience. And then, suddenly, everything exploded with a song that looked like a joke, but was actually a masterstroke of attention. Mooo, a bizarre, funny, almost absurd track where she dressed like a cow and embraced complete randomness. People laughed, shared, and turned it into a meme. But what they didn't realize was that behind the humor was a deep understanding of how the internet works. She knew that in a world overloaded with content, the only way to win is to stand out completely. And she did exactly that. Overnight, she wasn't just another artist. She was a viral phenomenon. Views skyrocketed, followers multiplied, and her name spread across platforms like wildfire. But unlike many viral stars, she didn't disappear. She adapted, evolved, and turned that moment into a foundation. As time passed, she stepped into a new phase, not just viral, but global. Songs like Say So and Woman dominated charts, social media, and culture itself. These weren't just songs, they were movements. Dance trends emerged, millions participated, and her influence extended far beyond music. She became a symbol of a new generation of artists, those who understand that being a creator is not just about sound, but about presence. Her visuals were bold, her performances unforgettable, and her personality unapologetically different. She mixed humor with talent, confidence with chaos, and created a brand that felt both relatable and larger than life. This was the good side of fame, power, recognition, and the ability to shape culture itself. She proved that you don't need to follow the rules to succeed. Sometimes, breaking them is the only way forward. But fame, especially internet fame, comes with a hidden cost. It's not just about being loved, it's about being constantly watched. Every word, every post, every moment becomes public. And for someone like Doja Cat, who built her identity on freedom and unpredictability, this constant visibility started to feel like a cage. The internet that once celebrated her creativity began to demand consistency. Fans expected her to always be entertaining, always funny, always the same version they fell in love with. But real people evolve. Real people change. And when they do, the internet doesn't always accept it. Slowly, the pressure began to build. What once felt like a playground started to feel like a stage she couldn't step off from. Then came the darker phase, controversy and backlash. Old moments resurfaced, criticisms grew louder, and the narrative around her began to shift. The same platforms that once lifted her up now questioned her character, her choices, and her authenticity. This is the reality of modern fame. It doesn't just celebrate you. It studies you, judges you, and sometimes turns against you. For Doja Cat, this wasn't just public criticism. It was personal. Because when your identity is tied so closely to your art, every attack feels deeper. And in a world where everything is recorded, there is no escape from the past. The internet never forgets. It only waits for the right moment to remind you of who you were. Instead of conforming, instead of trying to fix her image in the way people expected, she did something bold. She pushed back. She questioned the system that made her famous. She challenged the expectations of fans and openly rejected the idea of being a perfect pop star. This confused many people. Why would someone risk their success? Why challenge the very audience that supports you? But maybe the answer is simple, because success without freedom is not success at all. She wasn't trying to destroy her career. She was trying to take control of it. And that rebellion marked the beginning of a new chapter. That chapter came in the form of transformation. With projects like Scarlet, she revealed a darker, more intense version of herself. The playful, meme-driven persona began to fade, replaced by something more raw and unfiltered. This wasn't about going viral anymore. This was about expression, about saying what she wanted, how she wanted, without fear of how it would be received. The visuals became more intense, the lyrics more direct, and the energy more rebellious. It was clear she was no longer performing for the internet. She was reclaiming herself from it. And while some fans didn't understand the shift, others saw it as growth. Because true artists don't stay the same. They evolve, even if that evolution makes people uncomfortable. So the question remains, who is Doja Cat? A genius who mastered the system of virality and fame? Or someone caught in the pressure of it all, trying to find a way out? The truth lies somewhere in between. She is both the creator and the challenger of the system. She understands attention better than most, yet refuses to be controlled by it. And that balance is what makes her story so powerful. Because in today's world, where everyone is trying to be seen, very few people understand what it truly means to be visible. Her journey is not just about music. It's about the reality of living in a digital age where identity is constantly shaped, reshaped, and sometimes lost. It's about the pressure of being watched, judged, and expected to perform not just on stage, but in life. And most importantly, it's about the courage to break away from those expectations, even when it risks everything. Doja Cat didn't just rise to fame, she questioned it, challenged it, and redefined what it means to be an artist in the modern world. In the end, her story leaves us with something deeper than entertainment. It leaves us with a reflection, a reminder that behind every viral moment, every trending song, every headline, there is a real person navigating a complex reality. Fame may look glamorous, but it comes with a cost that not everyone is willing to pay. And maybe that's the most powerful part of her story. Not the success, not the controversy, but the honesty. The refusal to be anything other than herself, even when the world demands otherwise. Because in a world that constantly tries to define you, the most rebellious thing you can do is define yourself. Before you move on, take a moment and think about this. The story of Doja Cat is not just about music or fame. It's about the world we are all living in today. A world where we judge people in seconds. We expect perfection from imperfect humans. And we forget that behind every screen, there's a real person. So as an audience, we also have a responsibility. Backhand index pointing right, don't just follow trends. Understand the person behind them. Backhand index pointing right, don't just criticize. Try to see the full story. Backhand index pointing right, and most importantly, don't lose your own identity while watching others build theirs. Because the truth is, fame is temporary. Virality fades. But who you are, that's what really matters. And maybe that's the biggest lesson from this story. Backhand index pointing right, be real, even when the world wants you to perform. If this story made you think, if it changed the way you see fame, success, or even social media, Then don't stop here, because this channel is not just about celebrities. Backhand index pointing right, it's about the truth behind their lives, the struggles they don't show, the pressure they don't talk about, and the reality hidden behind fame. Every video you watch here is designed to open your eyes, to show you what's real and what's not. So if you want more stories like this, more deep dives into the lives of artists like Doja Cat, then this is your place. Hit subscribe and become part of something different. Because here, we don't just follow fame. Backhand index pointing right, we understand it. And trust me, the next story we're bringing might completely change the way you see your favorite celebrity. So subscribe now, stay connected, and be part of the journey. Because the deeper you look, the more you realize there's always more beneath the surface.